Hello, Golden Gang, and welcome back to the Golden Queen Tarot. I'm going to tell you guys a story about October 31st, Halloween night, 2024, at Cleveland, Ohio, at 5195 Outhwaite Avenue. A story, a really interesting story, and this story just happens to be true. Let me tell you how the day went for me. Well, I woke up in the house with my son, made us ordered us some food to eat and some smoothies, and I got me some weed. hmm When he got me some weed, and I was just chilling. I drank some of my smoothie and I fell asleep. hmm When I woke back up, my son looked at me real crazy. Then he jumped up. It was in the middle of the night. He said he needed to take the trash out. Reminds you, so many times I asked him to take out the trash and sometimes to help me clean up. A lot of times he wouldn't be doing stuff. He literally was making magnets keep appearing in my house, leaving around bottles full of piss with demons and entities and marine spirits in them, summoning up demons every fucking day. Let me tell y'all what happened earlier that day. I caught him trying to summon demons up in the house. He denied it, of course. But let's carry on. Well, later in the day. Okay. He was up on the phone, kept going in the room, summoning up demons. I had to keep clearing them out. I could see the demons come down the stairs and come out the room, come down the stairs and come up trying to come to me like I can't see them and shit. I asked him how they keep getting in. So he denied it. But I ordered us some food and some smoothies. And I ended up falling asleep. I woke up. The window was open. He said he had to go take out the trash. He was running in and out, going in and out the door. I told him, first of all, before he went out, I said, do not go out there. I went down and looked at the door. I said, I started talking to the fucking demons because they was standing at the window. They kept flying up to the window and flying off into the air. All the fucking entities walking on top of the buildings. All the ones that's possessing all of my neighbors. Yeah. They were all out there planning. When I first woke up, I was just looking out the window. Like, looking out the crack through the window while I was sitting down. I could just see all the entities walking past and past on the roof. A lot of them. And especially Ossie. You can't miss him because he, like Ossie, he the shape of fucking, he like a panther, a jaguar, a tiger. You know the shape of him. Like a leopard. Yeah. And all of the other fucking entities as well, though. But I'm saying you can't miss him. You can't miss him. Walking back and forth on top of the roofs. I was just watching them sitting down smoking and smiling and chilling. My son was sitting there looking at me, just looking. He looked very miserable because I never was supposed to wake up. He poisoned my smoothie. They gave him something that was supposed to knock me out and incapacitate me to the point where they could come in and take me. But once they had me surrounded, I woke right on up. And when I got up and looked at the door, I seen the fucking aliens and the demons. It was aliens out there too, vampires, demons, all type of shit. And they kept flying up to the window thinking they was invisible, that I can't see them on the spiritual realm. But I can see everything. And I just kept talking to them like, look at your ugly fucking ass. You ugly as fuck. Why the fuck y'all keep coming to my door? They'll fly off and then another one will fly up. It was about 300 of them out there. They came to fucking kidnap me. My son possessed with Lucifer and many, many other things. He got about 35 entities inside of him. Literally. I can tell you all their names, but I'm not about to get into that. Just like the rest of my family, though, no doubt. And my grandma is a clone created by Elon Musk. Melinda Wilson, she been died. Back when she had to get her surgery, when she came out, that was not her. She died in there. From all the death spells and all the shit they kept doing to me all my life. And she's a fucking clone. Y'all want to test it, figure it out, and you can find that out too. Yeah. But they all possessed. But let me continue with my story. So, they kept going. And so, when I sat down and smoked my blunt and I lit the stage, like, they flew into the window and flew inside my mouth. Yeah, one of them flew inside of me and tried to take me over. I expelled it. I sat down for like 1 minute. Then I expelled the entity. It flew back out the window. Then I lit the stage. No, I didn't light the stage yet. I jumped up when it flew back out the window. My son jumped up and said he had to go take out the trash all of a sudden. Like, I'm like, don't open that door. They is out there. Like, he clearly sitting right next to me, looking at me, talking to the fucking things and all that. I'm like, they out there. They is out there. He went outside and back in here like 4 fucking times. Like, the first 2 times he went out. No. Yeah. The 3rd time he wanted to go. I said, hold up. Don't go back out there. I told him not to go out the first time, but he went anyway. And he tried to go back out there again. I said, hold the fuck up. The entity flew in and flew in my mouth. And he said he had to go take something else out. I was like, hold up. Wait a minute. And I grabbed my magic wand. And I ran out there and I looked around. All the motherfuckers got real fucking scarce. They was up in the air. I didn't look up, but they wasn't on top of the building anymore. They was right flying towards me from above, up in the sky, like above the buildings, because they seen me coming out. I grabbed my magic wand. I went out there, and I set all they motherfucking ass on fire with the holy flames. With my Kundalini Valley flame, I set them on fire with every type of flame ever created. On all planes of existence. All of a sudden, hundreds of them fucking appeared. They all fleeing at every opposite direction. Into all of the apartments that surround me. And also fleeing to cars and fleeing to an emergency ambulance vehicle that they had parked in the parking lot. At the building across the street. Parked in the parking lot they had over there that they was going to grab me and put me in and abduct me. Soon as that demon flew back into that ambulance, then the ambulance just appeared. They had it shielded under an invisible shield, so you couldn't even see the ambulance. Until I set everything on fire, all they magic fucking went away and disappeared, and they couldn't hide. They couldn't go into the spiritual realm because they was on fire. They kept burning even when they came into the physical realm. They didn't stop burning until they reached their fucking bodies. And they was still hot as fuck. The ambulance appeared and they skirted the fuck off. Everybody ran into their fucking apartments. And I came back in the house. Then I lit the stage. Tried to cleanse out my house. I asked my son, like, he was sitting up there cursing it. Cursing the fucking stage while I was lighting it. Trying to make it burn up and blow up in my face. I just looked at him and started screaming at him like, is it burning you? Is it burning you? And I put it in his fucking face. He was like, no, it's not. I'm like, you cursing the fucking stage, bitch. And then he's just sitting there. I was like, man, you got to get the fuck out. You got to get out. You got to get out of my house. He started talking, trying to make it seem like he didn't know what I was talking about. He ain't had no idea. And then I noticed it. I knew he was stealing my energy. So I called back all of my energy that he had stolen from me. And I sat there and watched him lose 20 pounds in 3 seconds. While the entities inside of him was screaming and going in and out of him, going from side to side, in and out of his body. They was going crazy. And they drained his fucking ass in seconds because he was full of my energy. That's what him and them entities and Lucifer and all of them was living off of. He lost 20 pounds in 3 seconds. Then I told his ass, hurry up. And I said, look at you. Look at you. Look at you dissolving right before my very, look at you disappearing right before my very eyes. I said, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. Just get the fuck out. Get out of my house. He started crying and sobbing with the boo-hoo fucking stories. I said, get out. Get the fuck out. Nigga got up. He started walking around like, well, he tried to walk up to me. Then he started trying to steal some more of my energy right in front of my face because that he literally got skinny as fuck. Like, they drained his ass dry. And he tried to take a step towards me. I said, get the fuck out. Get out. He put his hand up to me like he wanted to try to fight me. I beat the fuck out of his fucking ass. I hit that nigga like 20 times in 5 seconds. Like 20 times in 3 seconds. Beat his ass down the fucking stairs. He tried to hit me. But he never touched me. He never got to really hit me. He just pushed me and tried to hit me. I weaved that shit and kept weaving his shit and was beating the fuck out of his ass. Out of this fucking house. Down the stairs. Then he said he wanted to get his shoes. I just stood in the middle of the stairs. I didn't touch him. He went to the top of the stairs, grabbed his shoes, and ran out the door. So I came back upstairs and continued. Then I noticed that everything in my house was fucking possessed with entities attached to all type of shit. I started throwing all of that shit out of my house. They was trying to trap themselves in. They didn't want to even let me open the door. I had to break a spell just so I could open the door and throw that shit out. The door would not open. When I broke the spell and opened the door, it was a big pop, like a gunshot. That's how big that shit was, bonded to that shit, and how many entities. Yeah. It happened all the time when I break certain things that they put on me. You can hear it fucking break like a gunshot in the fucking air. But it's like the gunshot is coming from around and inside of you. And it came from the door too, because they had curses on it to lock me in with the entities. And I cleared everything out. Took me a while to throw most of the hex and curse shit out of my house. The entities standing outside looking at me. And then why did about 15 minutes later, actually while I was taking the stuff outside, and like 15 minutes later, the police came up to my door, knocking on my door. When I opened the door, they didn't say nothing. Now, keep in mind that these police officers was possessed with entities. They was not human beings. They was steadily still trying to kill me. Take me, kidnap me. Their plan was to kidnap me. Take me off. Go have everybody to sexually assault me. Get all my energy. Torture me to death. Mutilate my body. And dump me in the water. That was their plan. So they could say that my body's finally been found after they reported me missing. And they been said that I was dead before. Like, then they reported me missing after that when they found out I was alive and tried to retract that they actually said that I was dead. Just look at the old records. The judge was in on that too. But when the police, they didn't say a word when I opened my door. I was standing still inside of my apartment. They came in and grabbed me and dragged me out, kicking and screaming, put me in a police car and took me to the hospital. Then they fucking took me to the psych ward, had me locked in that bitch. The first night I was in there, they had they demons coming in there too, all they entities, the workers and the patients, of course, trying to attack me and everything else. It was nothing happened. I was sitting there chilling, calm, watching the TV. They came up to me and said that they had to sedate me. They had to sedate me because they was afraid that I was going to flip out about something. And they wanted me to calm down and go to sleep once they gave me 2 shots, one in both arms. They said I was fine to go and watch TV after that. I had to come in the room and let them shoot me up for no fucking reason. And then when I went to sleep from it about 2 hours later, they tried to give me a brain aneurysm in my fucking body with this nanochip Neuralink technology that they got inside of me. When I was chipped, when the state troopers broke my arm, the day before Mother's Day a couple of years ago at the Lakeview Cemetery. When the state troopers broke my arm, they chipped me again because something happened to the old chip. They thought it wasn't working. They put some more stuff in. But anyways, they tried to give me a brain aneurysm. But I didn't die. So then the next night, they literally tried to abduct me with their evil entities from out of the hospital. I woke up floating in the air in the middle of the night with them trying to take me. When I woke up and said some words, they dropped me and ran off. So then when I end up going back to sleep, then they tried to take me again. I felt them try to take me. I said some words that I rolled on the floor. They figured out that they couldn't take me. So then they called up the judge. They said that they wasn't going to let me out of the hospital unless I agreed to say, they said that it was something wrong with me, that I needed help, that I was schizophrenic, and unless I agreed to let them give me what is it called? Give me some shots for schizophrenia and Vega. Unless I agreed to let them give me the Invega shots and sign some papers and say that I had to agree to come back every month and receive that shot every month. They said that they had set up a court date for me. Yes. And would I like to attend? I said, yeah, I want to attend. Then they said that I couldn't attend, that the court date was going to be held without me, but that I would talk to the judge over the phone. And I talked to the judge on the phone. When I talked to that judge on the phone, the judge told me that that psychiatrist from that hospital was my gatekeeper. That he was my gatekeeper. And I had to do what they said, and I had to agree or I was not getting out of there. That's what she told me on the phone. I stayed in there for a while. 2 weeks passed. A week and a half passed when I didn't agree. So then she told me that they wasn't going to let me out. People was in there talking about I could stay in there and be in there for months. So I agreed and I let them give me the shots and stick me up. They had to give me 2 shots before I left. One day and another one 2 days after that. And the next day I was released. Also, while I was in there, let me tell y'all, Kamala Harris motherfucking ass came to fucking see. Came up there to observe me. Yeah, in the spiritual form, I don't care what nobody say to y'all. Kamala Harris showed up. Kamala Harris was there when I was there too. Yeah, she was in on it too. She surely was. She possessed with entities. like most of the Democratic Party. Okay? But anyways, when I finally agreed and they gave me the shots and I got out and came home, oh, you know, when they dragged me out the house and left my door wide open. Too, as well. I came back home. My door was locked. And I had to throw my cats out because my cats was possessed. They possessed both of my cats. So I put them outside. When I took everything else that was possessed outside before the police came and kidnapped me and took me to the hospital. While I was in there, they reported me as missing. Let me tell y'all that part. I forgot that part. They all reported me missing. The police act like they didn't know where I was at. They told my family to do it because they said that they was going to kidnap me and take me from out of the hospital. They assumed that the only reason why I was protected was because I be in my apartment, that they couldn't get me. So they said they was going to take me from out of there because I didn't have no sage, no other things that can keep them away easily. But you see, they did not succeed. But they reported me missing while I was in there. How am I missing? Everything when the police came and snatched me from out of here with no fucking reason. I didn't call them. Like y'all ain't know where I was at, but y'all reported me missing. Then, okay, let me continue with the story. Okay. I came home and the cats was back in my house along with all the fucking possessed and evil items that I throwed out. My phone was gone. My car keys was gone. My laptop was gone. There was a whole bunch of stuff gone out of my house. A whole bunch of stuff was gone out of my house. I can't name all the things they actually took. Crystals and candles and herbs and essential oils and items of my clothing and some of my shoes, and they took a whole bunch of things out of here. All of my crystals. They took them all. Some of my tarot card decks. They took a lot of things out of here. So I went, and also my laptop and my TV, one of my TVs. So, and they had me locked out my apartment. They told me to, let me tell the whole story about the day, okay? They had me locked out of my apartment. I couldn't get in. They told me to call maintenance to let me in. It was raining outside, and I was sitting out there for like 3 hours. CMHA kept telling me to call maintenance. But as y'all know, that maintenance don't literally let people in anymore. It's the CMHA that let people in usually. But they said that the maintenance did it then. But then they had hired some foreign maintenance man that they got here at the CMHA property, and half of these people in these properties in these apartments living here for free because they are part of their coven. Yeah, the governments. But some of their employees that they had in the abandoned apartments over here, like they was working on it at nighttime. Let me also say that I did get released around 2-something p.m., I think, or 3. By the time it was 7 o'clock p.m., why? The office is closed. People aren't working anymore after 4:30 and 5 o'clock. At 7 o'clock p.m., all the maintenance men in the apartment acting like they working, looking at me out the window. I went over there and asked them, could they contact the other maintenance man or whoever is supposed to come and let me in. They said no, they couldn't do it. But literally, the maintenance man was out there because they was supposed to kidnap me. They was going to all try to kidnap me again the day that I got out. By leaving me locked out of my apartment and me never getting in. They planned to take me again. So I went back to the CMHA station because they kept telling me to leave and just go sit at my apartment and wait. They didn't know how long it was going to take. I walked back up there 2 times. It ended up being around 9 p.m. Like 8:39 when the CMHA officer came to let me into my house. Into my apartment. So boom. He let me in. The cats was back in here with they possessed ass and all of the things that I put out. I took all the stuff back out again. And I just noticed that a whole bunch of my other stuff was missing. along with my car keys and a lot of my items. So the next day, I went up to, because my sons took a lot of shit out of my house and all of that, along with the people in the coven. They had them all come in here, opened up evil portals for demons to come in, curse my mirror, leave a whole bunch of entities in here to be in here when I come out, possess my dog, because my dog wasn't possessed when I left, but when I came back, he was possessed. And so I went back to the CMA. So I went back to the CMHA office the next day. I told them that I wanted to report all of my stuff stolen. Also, my house keys and my car keys. And I needed to get my locks changed. Okay. And they said that they was making a report, but literally when you make reports, they write it down. I had just made a report a week before that about all some other shit that they was doing that they never probably fucking took down. But that time they did let me write down my report. That time. But this time that I'm speaking of now, after this happened, after Halloween, the day after, they said, oh no, we don't take written reports anymore. We write them out ourselves, and then, we get the information to you, and you got to wait for a couple of weeks, and then you can request a copy of it and all this. That's what they said. So, and when I went up to the office and everything, and I wanted to get my locks changed, I told them my keys was stolen and everything. And I knew that I was poisoned, but my smoothie spilled on my rug. But anyway, we about to get to that part. But anyways, I reported it. I reported all my stuff stolen and everything. So, later on that day or the next day, the Cleveland Municipal Court officers came to see me. They called my phone. Clear as day, they called my phone and said, was I okay? They asked me, was I okay? They said that I was reported missing, and they didn't know what happened to me. They had some papers that I needed to sign that I was not missing and everything. I told them I wasn't missing. The police took me there. That my son tried to kill me. Everybody tried to kill me. I told them the whole fucking story. Also, that they poisoned me, and the poison from my smoothie had spilt all over my carpet, so it was still there. Like, the whole spot, like, because it didn't get cleaned. I told them they could take a piece of it when they came. Because he called me and told me he was coming to get my signature that I wasn't missing. So he came. And I told him everything that happened. And when I talked to them on the phone, I told them that my son tried to poison me and kill me, and that the stuff was still on the carpet. They could get the samples of the carpet when they came here and everything. They said they was gonna get and retrieve everything when they arrived. They'd collect the evidence when they arrived of what had happened. But when he came here, he said, oh no, I just want you to sign this. I just want you to sign this paper. I'm not going to come in or look at like anything. No, he came in and looked at the stuff on the carpet. And he knew what the fuck it was because he was in on it as well. He said he was going to take a sample of it when he got here. But when he seen it and looked at it, he said, no, I can't do that. I can't get no evidence or nothing. And I told him everything that was going on and all my stuff that was missing. Could I make a report? Because I see that the other officer didn't do it. He said, no, you're going to have to go to CMHA for all of that. They going to have to make the report and take the evidence. So then I went back up to the CMHA apartment again, to the CMHA police department again, right here on Woodland Avenue. Made the reports all over again about every fucking thing. Everything. They still didn't let me write down a word that I had to say. That's when they said that I couldn't write nothing down. They didn't take written reports anymore. They just take it himself. He had a little ass notepad. Like he was writing the shit down, some shit down from everything I said. They never did nothing. They never investigated. Man, hold up. When the first okay, after the detective came from downtown at the Cleveland Municipal Court, the CMHA office had told me that I needed to bring a money order. I couldn't bring cash so that I could get another key because my son still had my key, so I couldn't even go nowhere and lock my door. And they wouldn't even report it. He also had my car keys. So anywhere that I went, I had to walk. But I went and got me, I had them come and make me a new car key or whatever. Walked to the post office, got a money order, walked up to the office. They came and changed my locks. But like they said I had to make a report when the CMHA officers came in my house. 2 officers came into my apartment after that to supposedly make my report. But when they came in, they was demons, evil. They was evil, possessed with many evil things. Looking around, and they got really fucking angry when they came here. They kept asking me, did I want to go back to the hospital? Did I want to go back to the hospital? Did I feel like I needed some help? I was like, no. Is y'all going to take the sample or the rug and the evidence? Is y'all going to make me a police report? They're like, no. No, we not. I'm like, y'all not going to report my car keys gone, stolen, my TV stolen, my laptop stolen, nothing, all my stuff on my house. They said, no, we not going to report nothing. I'm like, y'all ain't going to even report, did they got my keys? The reason why I need some more, my locks changed for my door. They was like, no, we not. But we'll take you to the hospital if you want to go there. Like, y'all need to look at their video, their camera footage. Yeah. As well, all of the officers that ever interacted with me, all their footage need to be retrieved. Yes. But after that, they left. So, I said, fuck it. Took it upon myself to let it go. Well, not really let it go, but, you know, I had to take care of everything myself because clearly I could see that it was a whole bunch of fucking evil ass entities that was all trying to kill me. But tell me this, you guys, how can y'all explain that? How can y'all explain? How can y'all explain any and all of that? Well. I just wanted to tell y'all a story about my Halloween last year. I'm looking forward to this Halloween. I'm still right here. I hope y'all enjoyed that very true tale that I just told y'all. If y'all think that was something, y'all should hear all of my other ones. Okay, everybody. Have a nice day.